Where do we begin? Phil Levine and Art Greenberg. They got this rolling over 2 years ago. They came up with this crazy idea to take on the Down the Dial guys, and they somehow talked Dean Thacker and Carl Hirsch and Tony Osepic, the Omni America guys, talked them into this idea. And I find out later that if they didn't convince me to be part of it, I guess it would have never gotten off the ground, and I thank them. Art and I had been longtime friends and neighbors at one point, and we became business colleagues. And we wish them well in their venture. They now own a radio station in Warren, and we can't thank them enough for the faith that they put into me. And to Dean Thacker and to Carl Hirsch and Tony Osepic, they come off as the bad guys because they sold the Giant, but anybody in business understands what that's all about, and I certainly have no quarrel about that. They did what anybody would have done. Anybody who compares that to the Browns leaving town under those circumstances, it's totally not related. If there were no other radio stations in this town and they took the only one and moved it to Baltimore, then you might equate it. But anybody in business understands the deal that they made and why they made it. To Errol Dangler, who wound up being the top man here. We had to go through him on a lot of things, and he was our support staff. He was the guy, the bridge between the Giant and the Omni America people. It's obvious if you understand the radio business. They own Magic and they own MMS, and we were just a small cog in that huge tree or huge machine. And so he was our go-between, and we couldn't have gotten this far without him. The guys you don't see, Barry Thomas, the engineering guy, and Rich Kane, who made sure we got on the air down at the Grand Slam Grill and everywhere else. To Munch Bishop, what a friend Munch Bishop is, and we wish him the best of luck in his new venture down in Columbus. He'll be doing sports talk and some other things down in Columbus, and we appreciate that. To the guys in the back that you don't see, guys like Diabolical Dave, who works as hard as anybody back there as an intern. And he saw the good and the bad. He saw when the hit came and the axe fell, and he might not have liked it. None of the guys liked it, but it's reality. That's what this business is. To Mr. Boston, who served time with us in the same capacity, and now hopefully will be able to move into the business. To guys Nedra Johnson, who started as the producer and got shifted around. She was always my board operator during the Cleveland State games, and she is a professional. And I know she was upset when she got moved off the show. And I think she was upset with me. She never expressed that, but I know she was, and I apologize. On the other hand, I had nothing to do with that. But Nedra, you are a professional, and we wish you well. To AJ, who's a dwarf. I thank the little people, like AJ. AJ is a neat guy. And if anybody needs, something, I haven't even done this, and I should have. You people who own businesses, we got some guys working here who work their tails off, and they're good, hard workers. Guys like, why didn't I think of this before? Guys like Mike Andrusak and AJ, and people like that, and Internet Matt. These guys will do it. They'll run through walls for you. And for you people out there, Mike, you're going to still be board hopping for a little bit. Is that correct?
Right. I just want to let listeners know that when they tune in Monday, they will still hear sports talk.
Yeah, you'll hear
better than Down the Dial.
Yeah, you'll hear one-on-one all the time, and those guys will be here. If you have any job openings, these guys, I'll tell you, they will work their rear ends off. And I'm sorry, I just thought of that right now. It's such an obvious situation. You people who have had faith in the Giant, you got some guys that'll work for you and work hard. To the support staff that really doesn't get as much airtime. Their personalities don't get out as much. Stacy Yantz, Ron Yantz's wife, and the daughter of Bert Grape. Obviously, she's got some ins, and she's got some ways to get news stories that some of us didn't even have. And Stacy did a terrific job, and she's got a beautiful young son, Riley, who we wish great health and prosperity through his life. To Richard Friedman, who was here before, he's not here now with the Giant, but he stopped up to pay his respects. Kendall Lewis, it's like Johnny, we hardly knew you. Kendall Lewis just started. In fact, the first day, the Monday that Kendall Lewis started, we got the news that the station was sold. So maybe I don't get blamed for folding, and maybe we could pin it on Kendall Lewis. To Dan McDowell, who is over in Warren now. Dan McDowell is one talented young man with his production skills, and has learned on the air. Dan McDowell, a real reason that the station sounded the way it did. Daryl Scott, who does so many different things here, the production, and of course works with the Indians and the Cavaliers, and he is a true professional. And Daryl, of course, worked with me on Cleveland State games. I really hope I don't leave anybody out. George Allen, who we got to know at Cleveland State, became a suit here at the Giant and at Omni America. He is a terrific guy. Oh, George is back there. I didn't even know that. Hi, George. And his input has been greatly appreciated. Tony Rizzo. I heard Ronnie B. talk about it before, and it was funny because I thought I listed everybody there was to list, and Ronnie's rattling off names, and I grabbed my pen and I started writing those in. Tony Rizzo is the ultimate, the entertainer, the greeter, the maitre d', the guy at Vegas that should be greeting you as you come in. There's always a smile on his face. And I don't know, what does he do? Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. Tony Rizzo is a professional in the truest sense. There's no question about it. Matt Derry, we talked with Matt Derry before. Unless I've missed my guess and I've lost my ability to see it, this kid is going to go far in this business. And his family is a terrific family. We talked about Bob Derry before and the sports professionals. Bob and Patty Derry, I was at their wedding 20, however long they're married, 25, 27 years ago, whatever that is. Right? How long have they been married, Matt? How long have they been married? Yeah, it's 25. 25 years. 25 years ago I was at their wedding. Matt Derry, unless I miss my guess, is going to be one hell of a force in this business.